Good evening, everyone. Beth here to bring you the last take and make activity of the month of August, if you can believe that. Our makerspace librarian Jenny has given us a super cool craft to make this month. One I am personally very interested in, as I have all this hair and am always in need of a containment or a way to control it. So a no-sew scrunchie is totally right up my alley. So I hope that it's right up yours too. I'm gonna grab my kit, my no-sew scrunchie kit, and open it up here. So inside we're gonna have our instruction sheet. We have a label for you, so if you would like to give this or any others as a gift, you could always make copies, wrap it around your scrunchie at the end, tape it together, and give them as gifts. I think they're a great idea for gifts. Let me get this ironing board out of the way. We have several lengths of material, all cut to size. I think I'm feeling a little peachy today, so I'm gonna go with this one. This looks a little longer even than some of the pieces I had earlier. So the first instruction says to cut an 18 to 22 inch length piece of cloth by about 4.5 inches. Jenny's done all of that for us, so thank you, Jenny. I'm gonna measure mine real quick so I can tell you exactly 12. Yeah, mine is the 22 inches, which is great for me because I do have a little bit longer hair, but the shorter 18 would work just as well. And the first thing you're gonna do is fold it so the right sides, and that's the side where the color is the most saturated. This is your back side, or for this purpose, the wrong side, and this would be your right side. So we're gonna fold these so it's right sides in, and they're folded in half long way. Then Jenny has given us some adhesive tape. I'm going to cut this. It says 21 inches of iron-on hem or adhesive tape. So I'm gonna go the whole length of my cloth, and then I'm just gonna eyeball it back about an inch. So I see there's a little bit of the salvage here. I'm gonna go back just behind that. So let me get my cloth reset here, folded nicely. Lay my adhesive tape down, bring it straight across. I'm gonna eyeball measure about an inch. I know I have a ruler here, you've already seen it, but you might not have one at home. So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna make do, because that's what we do. We craft and we make do and we make it work. All right, so now I have my adhesive tape cut. At home, you probably have an ironing board, and if not, you know I'm a fan of a big towel on a flat surface. You want it to be a little bit firm. Obviously, this is a little squishy. I wouldn't do it on my bed or anything super soft. So a flat surface with a little bit of cushion, coffee table, kitchen table, whatever you have, because you know, everybody has a different kind of life. Then I'm gonna come in here, unfold, and lay this so it's pretty even. My pad here isn't quite long enough. I'm gonna lay this here so it's gonna be close, but not coming all the way to each end. And I'm gonna lay it right on the edge of my cloth. So I'm gonna do this on my little ironing pad. And I want it right up against the edge of my material, or as close as I can. And I know these aren't all cut absolutely precisely. We did the best we could. But you know what? It's okay, because it's all gonna work out. So once you have your folded edge, you take your heated iron, and I have mine at a cotton or linen setting. I want it pretty warm. I'm gonna bring this closer, and I apologize for the angle of the camera, but we're here in our new studio at the library, and it is so cool, I have to tell you. So cool, but we're just getting all of our equipment in little bits at a time. So until I have that taller stand for recording, I'm just working with the tripod I have right now. And it is not super tall, but I think we get the gist of ironing. I don't think we need too much detail here. So Jenny says to just iron this for 10 to 30 seconds. I like to just run over that with the iron. You can kind of see the adhesive come through your material a little bit, so you'll know it's really adhering. I'm not sure if you can see the color change so much on the video as I can in person, or you'll be able to in person. But that's that part of it. Now we're gonna sit that aside. I'm gonna let this cool. And then, although the next instructions say to turn the fabric right side out, I'm gonna let it cool while I do that. Now, she has 7.5 inches listed. You don't want to go too small because it won't hold much hair. You don't want to go too big because then the hair will slide out. And you may or may not have a ruler at home. And if you don't, that's okay. Grab a piece of paper. We all have mail, and just look at what about an inch shorter than the width of the paper would be. And then you can kind of eyeball it from there. I'm going to go here and cut my elastic. So I have that all set. I'll set that up here. Later on, it says to take a 2-inch length of the iron-on adhesive strip. Now I'm gonna eyeball that and go, this is about 2 inches. And you cut that as well. Now my fabric has cooled, and there are a couple different ways you can go about folding this cloth back inside itself. You want to turn it inside out. I've used my finger to start. You could grab a safety pin, kind of work it from the bottom up. There are lots of different ways. You could take a paint brush, like a craft paint brush, the end of it, to help push the fabric forward and through. The important thing is not to get too much fabric bunched up in here, because it becomes very difficult to pull through if you do. Even a little pair of tweezers to push down inside this area, so you could really get in there and pull that cloth through. I am not gonna bore you for 5 minutes and have you watch me pulling this cloth through. I did that off camera for you already. So once you have that all done, you're gonna have a strip of fabric that looks like this. Then you're going to take your elastic and you're going to feed it through again. Are you sensing a theme? And we're gonna squish up our material. We'll have to as we go. This is another point where that safety pin would come in handy, I think, because you could just feed that through as you go. Let me fiddle with this. Because of the adhesive on here, it is hard to bunch the fabric up. Hold on to it at the same time. I don't want to lose it. All right, well, here's what we're gonna do. because I am fumble fingered to the extreme. I'm gonna grab a couple paper clips. A safety pin, as I said, would be super handy, but I don't have one and I broke mine, of course. I'm a natural disaster today. I'm gonna poke a little end through my elastic, just like so. And I'm gonna poke a little end just through one side of the cloth, not too close to the edge because I don't want it to fray, but not too far away either. Oops, I did it on the wrong side. I'm gonna do it from the inside going out. So I'm gonna try and pop it right through that same hole. Then on the other end, I'm gonna bend my paper clip just a little bit so I have a little hook. I'm gonna feed, same thing, through that elastic, poke a little hole, if I can. Come on, there we go. And now I'm gonna use this. Ooh, easy peasy, or at least a lot easier. This way I have this paper clip to hold on to while I'm feeding it all through. You guys, I cannot begin to tell you how much easier this is. And you know, Jenny had told me it might be easier that way. The thing is, there are lots of different ways to do this, right? So going straight by the instructions, I think is a bit of a struggle for me, but you know, I'm challenged sometimes. So don't judge. But for me, this is gonna be definitely the easiest way. So I'm gonna bring this all the way through. Whoo, so good. I'm feeling pretty satisfied. Hold on to your end, do not let it go while you unhook your paper clip. So you gotta have that little edge. Alrighty, I'm gonna try and do this without losing the other edge. I have my other edge. Look at me laying on my table. And I'm gonna undo that one. Hold both my ends and squish this material down so that I can tie a knot. You can tie any kind of knot you want in your elastic here. The main thing is we get it through there in a nice tight knot. And you guys know I struggle with knots. So let's see, can she do it? Yes, I can. Okay, look at that. I have a nice knot here. I'm gonna trim my ends, but not too close. But I don't want them to be bunchy in my scrunchie either. No, I was not trying to rhyme. It's just a gift. And then I'm gonna take my two ends here. On one end, first though, I've gone too far. I'm gonna trim all these little threads because they're just bugging me, you guys. Okay, now I'm gonna take one end and I'm gonna fold it close to 1/2 inch. I want a nice finished end. I'll get this tucked in and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm working around my elastic. So I've tucked it in nice and neat. You can see I have a nice, neat edge. Almost like a finished seam, where this one's still rough and loose. Then I'm going to take my little piece of adhesive. Remember we cut that little small piece of adhesive? And I'm going to wrap it around the unfinished edge that I have. I'm just gonna wrap it around like that. See what I've done there? And I'm gonna tuck it back inside my finished edge. See if I can work around this little knot in the elastic. So it's gonna look like so. Then as I lay it down, I'm gonna kind of pull it so the ends are even and straight. And now I'm gonna get that iron out that I've not put away. And I'm just gonna iron this, that 10 to 30 seconds. I'm gonna wiggle around. Come on the other side because I've got that adhesive wrapping around. So I wanna cover both sides. And after it cools, I'll be able to move it around a bit more. And I have a super cute no-sew scrunchie at the ready for whenever I need to contain this hair, right? Not bad, not bad at all. I just love this little craft, and I can see how it could be kind of addictive to make them. The adhesive, all of it. The material is so cute. In your kit, you have lots of different patterns of material, so you really can mix and match and find the best things that will work with the wardrobe that you have and the colors you prefer. And I also love Jenny's idea of the gift tags, because I think that this is a very cool gift and so useful. So many of us either have long hair or have people in our lives that have long hair and could use these. And I am, for one, so happy that scrunchies are back. They are back, people. I love this. I truly do. So hey, I hope you guys had a great time tonight. I can't wait to show you our next take and make activity. Those kits are gonna be available starting tomorrow at both locations. I hope you've had fun with this craft and that you have a great rest of your night and an even better tomorrow. Jenny and I will be back soon with another great take and make craft. Bye guys.